So agenda of today's session is to make you aware about the term we call it is artificial intelligence. Okay, this is the agenda. So let me start with a small story. Artificial intelligence is basically a term which we are listening since 10 years. Many of you have started your career in programming or maybe in your research. You guys have heard about these terms. But how AI is actually affecting us and how AI comes into existence. Let me brief a small story with you. Let's travel with time. Currently, we are in 2019 and we travel ourselves in 2030. I started my day by waking up in the morning. Listen a murmuring sound around me. Good morning. Murmuring sound around me. Good morning. I look around. My internet connection is good. I guess many people can hear me nicely because I'm using broadband connection. Please raise your hands if you guys can hear me. Yeah. So I was just narrating a small story about AI. AI, I'm just trying to travel you with me in time. Imagine ourselves in 2030. In the winters, we just woke up in the morning by hearing a murmuring sound of good morning around you. You checked, nobody is there. And again, you hear a sound, good morning. And again, you checked, nobody is there. You found a favorite gadget, mobile phone, smiling at you. Definitely in the winters, you will be asking for coffee or tea. So your mobile knows that you need a coffee. Mobile will place an order to coffee maker. Coffee maker cook a coffee for you. And coffee maker is asking a robot serve a coffee for you. You take a first sip, and your cup automatically knows that coffee is not good. Cup is going to tweet on Twitter about the coffee machine. Story is just an imagination about the usage of the term we call it as artificial intelligence. So what is AI? AI is all about making machines intelligent, smart, able to take some decisions with the help of the physical understanding of the environment, anything. So this was a story basically trying to justify you the term AI. I guess many of you have just get a quick understanding of AI. Okay, this is the agenda of today's session. What is intelligence? We already discussed about this. So we'll be talking about few case studies and two terminologies in the today's session. Many of you know about the biomedical area or healthcare, where diseases are being diagnosed using many techniques. And these techniques are termed as telemedicine. So similarly, you can use your intelligent system in such a way that you can make some algorithm over it. The algorithm can help you in diagnosing your problems. These are the three terms which is called as classification. We talk about classification because whenever you get a text on Facebook or Instagram or a Twitter, anything over the social network, people write reviews, people write certain thing over it. So typically when they text over a social network, you want to check the sentiments of that information with the text. So you can apply certain classification algorithm over it to classify the text. It's basically called as text-based content classification. So Stanford University is playing a bigger role here. They come up with a NLP library. It's all about artificial intelligence library, natural language processing. So there are three terms. You can see one text here. You can see that whenever somebody write anything in text information, the most important part is noun. Other is adjective. So you apply certain pre-processing algorithm over the text. So there is one text on the screen and the classification is done on that particular text in such a manner. I guess this example is very much clear to everyone. Now coming to disease diagnosis, whenever you get some data of the patient information, patient age is with you, know the sex of the patient, few results, let's say BP, cholesterol, blood sugar, data is with you, right? With the help of this data, process the patient, how much affected with certain disease. It can be done using artificial intelligence. Diagnosis the data using telemedicine. And they can identify the results by taking the presence and absence of the certain parameter in the data. Other one is chess game. It's basically a game between two players. So artificial intelligence can be defined as ability of a machine to take certain decision by doing certain intelligence task. Is going to program it. So how you're going to program a machine with the help of certain algorithms, we call them as a machine learning algorithm. You can divide these into two learning mechanisms. One is called as supervised learning, other is supervised learning. So guys, I guess you guys know about these terms supervised and unsupervised, right? How many of you have worked on basic fundamental of AI? Please raise your hands. I'm connected, guys. I guess many of you can hear me. Yeah, you're ready. So you guys have worked on many programming languages, maybe on Python, MATLAB, or R. So how you can apply a machine learning algorithm using these programming languages. So many tools are available in the market. Many tools are available in the market as an open source, as a paid tool. So as a AI developer or a AI design, AI algorithm researcher, you have to select the who are very much comfortable with the open source terminologies, open source technology, know about Python, R. Those who are very much aware about the licensed tool like MATLAB, Python. You can no, not Python, MATLAB and SS and IBM tools. These tools are licensed tools. Okay. So this was just an understanding of the tools. Now coming to the classification, how you can apply a class. Let me open a example for you. I guess you can use internet there. How many of you can use open the browser? Let me open a browser for you. Hey guys, please open a browser. Look for Iris dataset. I repeat, let me share the screen with you so that if you can see my Google Chrome, raise your hands. If you can see my browser, cool. So I have searched for a dataset. Why we are searching for data set? Because whenever you want to apply a algorithm of artificial intelligence, learning, you need a data. First stage of applying an algorithm for machine learning, you need a data set. So how to download a data set? There are two libraries, or I can say not libraries, two URLs. You can get the data set. It's called as a repository. Please open use repository on your browser. How many of you can open new tab on their screen? Open a new tab. Download this. If you are not, please raise your hands if you can download the iris.csv file. I'm audible, guys. Please download the file. You guys can download the file. Please raise your hands. I'm audible or not? Please make it clear to me.
To download the zip file.
So just download. I guess you can download this file. When you open this file, takes to you once the iris.csv file. Open this. Let me share this file with you. I guess people can see the screen. Raise your hands. Why I'm showing this? Because I want to make you aware about a data set which we call it as iris. It's a flower. The iris has a sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. It comes with three variety. Let me enable a filter over it. Click on filters, apply filter, click on variety, click on variety. Shows me three variety. So what I want to make you clear that using artificial intelligence, you can always predict iris on the basis of its petal length and petal width. How many of you got the understanding why we opened this Excel? Raise your hands. Why we opened this Excel? Because I want to make you clear about this. I guess now it is clear. Again, going to the PPT part. Let me click on my PPT screen. I guess people can see my screen. Yeah, this thing we already discussed. Now coming to the classification part. On the basis of classes, we classify. So there are two types of algorithm. One is called as supervised learning algorithm. That is called as unsupervised learning. Whenever you have to apply a artificial intelligence algorithm over a data set, you have classes. Means there are certain classes. With the help of that class, you can classify your data. You have to apply supervised algorithm over it. Is that clear to everyone? Please raise your hands. Let me again open Excel for you. You can see that this is a data set where we have three classes. So if you have three classes, means you can apply some classification. But if you don't have any classes, data is multi-variable. What do you mean by that? Let me show you one more data. Let me open a data set. Again, share a screen with you because how many of you can see my screen? Please raise your hands. So I'm showing you one more data set. It's a biomedical data set. It does not come with any classes. It's a multivariant data set. How many of you can see this Excel? Please raise your hands, guys. I request you to raise your hands. So guys, this Excel is there, but there is no class. There's one column, Y, A. What do you mean by that? It is the data of human being.
The Excel.
And a human sit on a chair, bends himself somewhat forward, sometime backward, right? It's a biomedical data of a person sitting on chair. It's been taken using a sensor. We call it as an accelerometer sensor. You guys know about mobile sensors? Particular sensor has been used where you get the accelerometer data. In this type of data, you have to apply an algorithm. We call it as a unsupervised learning. Clear to everyone? One is
Amit, we can't see the screen.
Supervised learning. Supervised learning, whenever you have a data set, certain classes, then you can apply a supervised algorithm over it in certain classifiers. But if the data set is not clear, it is a multivariant, does not come with certain classes, and you have to apply a unsupervised.
Hear you.
Gayatri?
We are unable to hear you.
Gayatri.
We can't see your screen. It is the problem from everyone. Yes, me too can't see your
Share,
oh,
share
now we
one.
can see your screen. Thanks.
Shared everything. Sorry guys, I guess I forget to share the screen. Now you guys can see my screen, right? So what I was talking about. Hey guys, can you hear me now? Cool. So basically, we were discussing about a term, supervised and non-supervised learning. Whenever you have to choose a specific machine learning algorithm, first you have to analyze your data. So I've already shown you one data of iris. You have certain classification classes. You have to use classification over it. If you don't have any classification, then you have to apply clustering. Yeah, guys, how many of you know go to restaurants? Yeah, everybody go to restaurant and you choose any table, 5 to 6 people sitting on a single table, right? You share the lunch and dinner with your friends. Similarly, one more group is there who is sitting on the different table with different people. Within a table, people are connected, but we are not connected with the second table. So this is basically called as cluster. Cluster is a certain group with similar behavior, similar objective. So is cluster terminology is clear to everyone? Please raise your hands. Let me again come to clustering. Clustering is yeah, cool. So when you have to choose a algorithm where you don't have a classes, then you have to apply clustering over it. Now coming to tools, because these two terminologies are very much important. We have discussed about two things. One is supervised and unsupervised learning techniques. How we can select the tool. So I guess you guys have the access of Colab, Google. Please go to Google Colab. Let me open a Colab for you. Can you see my browser? Please raise your hands. Yes, it is already shared. How many of you know Colab? Please raise your hands. Colab is a platform given by Google to apply machine learning algorithm over the cloud. So I have just opened a Colab where I've written one Python program analyzing the data of Flipkart. So let me open a Flipkart for you. Why we are discussing about Flipkart? Because Flipkart is a online e-commerce portal. Many products are there. I guess you can see my screen. Let me search for iPhone. There are two scenarios. First scenario is that when you have a data set with you can always use the data. Second scenario, when you have a real-time data in social network, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, e-commerce website like Flipkart, Amazon, and you to apply machine learning algorithm over it. How to take the data from social network. So you see my screen? Let me open Apple iPhone for you. Why we are discussing this? Because I want to show you how we can scrap the data from the Flipkart. Objective is name of the phone. Second is the price. I right click on it and go to inspect. I repeat, I right click on the product name, click on inspect, and I click on inspect. Shows you me one class. Class is score 35 KYD6. Why I am showing you this? Hey guys, can you open this? Because whenever you want to scrap a data from the social network or a commerce, to apply scrapping algorithm over the data package, which is useful for applying a mapping Python. Call it as a beautiful soup. Please note down the name of the package, beautiful soup. So let me open the tools for you. Go to start. I won't explain you how to install Python. If you want to know, if you want to inquire about this, you can always ping us. Let me open a IDLE of Python for you. Before starting it, let me share the screen. Python IDLE is visible to everyone. Raise your hands. It is a Python IDLE. It's basically used for the purpose of machine learning, deep learning. I just use a keyword import. It is basically used for importing certain package. Call it as beautiful fool. I use this. You can see that it's showing me that no module name is specified. I have to install a beautiful soap over it. How to install a beautiful soap? Open a command prompt, cmd, use pip. What is pip? It is called as Python index packaging. How many of you know about pip? Please raise your hands. I don't know. Yeah, install beautiful soup. Click on this. It will collect packages from a cloud. Let me again write the command import beautiful. It is so version. Okay, maybe there is some versioning issue, but this is how you install a beautiful. Coming to next part, how we are going to use this Flipkart data. Let me show you Flipkart data. This is the Flipkart data. I'm going to show you now. You see my reviews of Flipkart? Raise your hands if you can see my Excel. Can you see my screen now? I have a review data set Flipkart. Here, a particular user has write and review for a mobile phone. You see that what's review is absolute rubbish. It's better to remove exchange offer because they are rejecting old mobile. Highly recommended, perfect, good choice, excellent camera. Whenever you want to apply a machine learning algorithm over the Flipkart data, you have to use a package. Is a famous package. Name is of the package is Stand4. See my browser? Please raise your hands. It's basically a NLP package available for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Through this package, you can do sentimental analytics over the social network and the e-commerce portal, right? And just go to standard core NLP and you can download the core NLP from here. This library look like it's already downloaded here on my computer. Let me again share the screen for you. You see this folder? Hey guys, see my folder? I guess people cannot see my screen. Nobody can see. Let me share again. Now again, let me again share the screen. Yes, people can see. Now people can see, right? This is a screen.
Yes.
Cool. Inside this folder, actually a library, call it as Stanford Natural Language Processing. I am showing you this because we're discussing about social network and e-commerce sentimental analytics using Python. So inside this, you have a pattern, you have a token. What you're supposed to do, you have to install the packages of this library inside Python. Once it is being installed, install it, open the folder, CMD. I guess you know about command prompt. This is how you can install it. So last few minutes, we have discussed about three terminologies. One is supervised learning, unsupervised learning. The most important is semi-supervised learning. So we can define three types of learning techniques. Learning supervised, there is unsupervised. It is necessary to use a library. Why we are discussing about library here? Because whenever you want to find out the sentiment from a text, English, right? It's English. So say somebody running the, can you see my screen? Share again for you. So I have written one word, bottle. Somebody write spelling of bottle like this. Somebody writing this. Somebody spelling like this. This is the actual spelling of bottle is first. So while reviewing the sentiments of the user, you have to identify the actual word that we are using this library. This question is clear to you? If you want to use the library, either you have to create your own projects, program, own library. Better to use a Stanford library because it is a well-proof library available for the internet for the NLP. Is clear to you guys? Please raise your hands if audible. Yeah, cool. So now coming to one more tool, that is R. How many of you know about R programming? Please raise your hands. Why I am talking about R here? Because ultimately you have to choose certain tool, machine learning. Python is very good. Few things, like if you want to do some statistical analytics, stock prediction data of your stock data. Say you see my browser, search for Yahoo Finance. Please search for Yahoo Finance. You open this, say yes or no. Screen is visible to everyone. Let me see, share the content. You see my browser. So I clicked on Yahoo Finance. Takes me to one screen. Let me download the data from here. So I click on BSc Sensex. Click on historical data. Clicked on historical data. Click on download data. This is one where you have a stock data. So when I click on Yahoo Finance, it opens a Excel. Let me share Excel for you. You see my screen? Yeah, Excel is not. It is opening. Don't worry. Let me open it. It's taking certain time. Let me open once. Consider it is done. How many of you can see my screen? Share once again. I guess people can see this screen. In this data set, you have the stock data. The date 17th October, right? 2018. Opening stock, high value, low value, close, adjacent, close, and volume. Why I am taking this example? Because for doing certain predictions in machine learning and AI, you have to apply certain packages already there in R. So whenever you want to do some stock prediction or analytics, you can select a programming language R. Is clear to everyone? Please raise your hands. If not, let me explain again. You have different tools available in market. I talked about Python. I talked about R. So whenever you want to do statistical analytics, you can always select R. So this is how R look like. It's basically called as R Studio. You can Google R Studio browser even. Colab is very cool in this. It helps you to run any code in Python or many programming environment. So we are discussing about R Studio. It is a R programming helpful in doing AI based work, statistical domain or a finance domain. Right? Let me open my browser. This is a RStudio URL. Okay, and download RStudio from here. I won't be discussing this in detail. It is just an for the understanding purpose. I've shared this thing. Coming back to my PPT, let me summarize. We talked about classification of your text data. For the text classification, you have applied a classic algorithm using NLP. Similarly, can you see my screen? Or not. Let me check. People can see my screen, I guess. So you cannot see my screen. Share again for you. Is it visible now? Is it visible, right? We are talking about two type of diagnosis. One is content diagnosis. There is a disease diagnosis. So two type of thing is a data set, but you divide your data set into two parts. It's called as test data set. Other is called as training data set. Whenever you want to apply a AI or deep learning algorithm over your data set, you have to divide your data into two parts. One is called as test data, other is called as training data. Right? To make your machine learnable, what we'll do, we'll train our machine using certain algorithm, which we called it as a neural network. So whenever you want to make your machine intelligent enough to apply certain deep learning algorithm using neural network. For that purpose, you have to create your model, that is mathematical model. Inside the mathematical model, you have to apply the algorithms of machine. With the help of this model, apply that model over the data set of the prediction purpose. So this is the concept of machine learning. People call it as having certain pros and cons, maybe advantage and disadvantage. I'll be sharing the content with you. My objective here is to make you more aware about the tools, practical aspect of the learning. So now, if you have any query specifically about tools, please any query tools, okay? About the terminologies thing, and we'll sending the PPT, don't worry. We'll ask my team to send the PPT to you. PPT is not so important. Better concentrate on you have to select two tools, either Python or R. So if you want to learn something hands-on, machine learning or AI, please do some hands-on over Python and R. You can use Colab also. Colab is basically a Google platform which allows you to run your Python script over the cloud platform. So we have discussed about 3 test cases. One is the medicine healthcare area. Coming to agriculture, there you have a agri data, maybe a sensor data of your temperature, humidity, or the moisture, soil. Okay, basically you want to check the contents of your soil in terms of the water content, the solar radiations over the plant. Everything can be done using AI. For that purpose, you have to take the help of IoT, because ultimately IoT is logging your data over the servers. You will make your mathematical model such that you predict actual condition of your in after the certain temperature change or after certain atmospherical change. It's basically agriculture part. Any questions till now, guys? Specifically about the terms which we used: supervised learning, other was supervised learning, and the third one is semi-supervised learning. You have to apply the people asking for about the books. I won't recommend any book. I will just tell you, whenever you want to do something in machine learning, brush up your mathematics. You have to learn standard deviation, statistics part, algorithm development using mathematical expressions. It's called as regression, correlation. Say you want to do something in speech recognition, right? For purpose of speech recognition, you have to learn DSP, signal. So I won't recommend a specific book. Better go to Google. You just look into the terminologies rather than exploring PPTs or books. Please do some hands-on. If you want to be a data scientist, to build a career in machine learning and AI, you have to think logically. So we guys are always with you. Our team can always make you aware about the different. Any specific questions about the programming? Fire your questions, because it's a questionnaire session now. Apologies for the technical issue. If you have any questions for the classification, fitting up the data, modeling, algorithm development, please ask one by one. Waiting for your questions, guys. Other library apart from Stanford, yeah.
Hi Amit, you talked about the Stanford library for NLP, right? So is there any other library apart from Stanford which we can use for social networking and e-commerce website web data?
One more library is there. Show you the library here. It is the inbuilt library of Python. We call it as Beautiful Soup. I already discussed Beautiful Soup 4. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's loading.
Beautiful Soup 4 documentation is the inbuilt library of Python. You can use this library to grab some data from the social networks and from the e-commerce. For doing e-learning part in social network, you have to create a developer account. Let me show the developer account. I click on developer.
Amit, we are unable to see your screen. It is
Amit, yeah, we are not able to see your screen.
Again, you see my screen now?
No.
Not yet. Let me share again. Now you can. So I opened Instagram. See my Instagram window. See my over it developer.facebook.com. Screen is already shared with you guys. Please raise your hands.
Yeah, we can see.
You go to developer.facebook.com. You can log in for the Facebook with your credentials. Come up with certain API. So the question you asked me: is there any other tool available for deep learning?
Yeah.
See that AI tool from Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook offers you certain APIs. API basically called as application programmable interface. You can use Python or call these APIs. So you can use the same programming environment, maybe Python or MATLAB or any other programming language. You can always integrate your API with the programming. But first step is you have to create a developer account.
Okay.
Graph API Explorer. Click on. It will ask you to in with your credentials. Once you logged in, show like this. The app, see my screen? Asking for me to create an app. When I click on this, what level of accuracy can be predicted to check the disease like? Accuracy, if you talk about the biomedical data, maybe the cancer thing, you have to make a specific mathematical model over it on the basis of data set. Accuracy can be near to 95%, not more than that. See my screen? There's one API Explorer. Any other question, guys? This was the beautiful soup 4 and the Facebook SDK. Similarly, Twitter is also offering you one platform where you can use their API to scrap a data from Twitter. It's called as TweePy. So when I click on, this is the in package of Python. See my TweePy document? Raise your hands, guys, if you need. Not, let me again check. I shared with you, right? So this is a TweePy. It also comes with certain API. So how to create a dataset or search dataset technique. Basically, whenever you want to create a dataset, you can use, say, you talk about biomedical dataset is already available in UCI repository, right? You can always look for dataset. If you want to log a dataset, you want to create your own dataset on your machine. This was your question. You have to use certain sensors because if you talk about biomedical data, you have to take the data of a patient using a certain sensor. You can log it over your machine. You can record it. The data which I already shown you is a real-time data, biomedical. Any other question, guys? I'm waiting for your queries. Please ask any questions if you have, because we have already missed 10 to 15 minutes of yours. I'm trying my level best to make you understand the basics because it was just an orientation session. Any questions, any query, please feel free to ask. I'm audible? Yes, I'm with you guys. Somebody please continue. Okay. Any questions? Let me.
Hello all, this is Shiva from Skillwise. Hello Amit, you're audible. I guess everybody had enjoyed the session, and I'm so sorry to all for the delay in the delay for the session. Does anybody has any questions regarding the training? So
Somebody has asked me one question. It is not necessary to have a knowledge of statistics. If you want to do something in AI, it can be for a specific domain. That's why I just told you about statistics. It's not mandatory to be a statistical person. Please, Shiva, continue.
is anybody has any questions? You can even send it to our. You can put it up in the chat or send it us to the Skillwise mail ID, which we'll put it up now.
For AI, Python, R, which one is your one is a priority? It's not like priority thing. You can use even Microsoft Azure for machine learning. You can use IBM tool. This reason of being famous of Python or R, reason being the programming languages are algorithm based. Okay. So they're easy to understand, easy to use. That's why people are preferring it. For more examples will work, what are the critical areas of case study which support AI and machine learning? Many areas are there. Retail segment, if you talk about retail segment, people are using machine learning algorithm for a retail segment too. Similarly, for the food sector, Swiggy, Zomato, they are coming with their own AI tech. Even Python has developed a specific package for Swiggy and Zomato too. As any programming language, real time, which one mostly used? Because I'm a Python developer and I used to prefer Python because R is also good. Python is more stronger than R, but R is easy. Okay. So if you want to choose a easier programming language for a fast start, you can always go for R. Any questions regarding training? Because ultimately, Shiba has asked one question to you guys. Have any questions? Please ask Shiba. Please share another library mostly used for AI. It's not specific library. Let me complete again. It's on use actually. If you want to use something in social network, you have to use certain Graph API Explorer. So it's on application. Specific a single library which is available. Many libraries are there. Okay, Shiba.
Yes, Amit. Is there any more queries to be addressed?
Not yet. I guess people are already. Nobody has fired any. Yeah, somebody has asked one question. Understood the statistical processing. Some of the specific libraries are there. Yeah, for a application purpose, you choose or select a library. Library is basically a pre-compiled package or a function helps you in certain tasks. Okay, so whenever you want to do scrapping, then you have to use Beautiful Soup. Whenever you want to do, let's say, training and testing of your data, you have to apply neural network. Whenever you want to do image processing, you have to select the image processing library. Okay, any question? I guess we're done.
Yeah, we are done. Is it, Amit?
No. I guess I can't see any pending question. Yeah, guys, I hope you guys have got the basic understanding of the fundamental of the machine learning and AI. I really apologize for the technical issue. I hope you guys got some basic understanding of AI things. If you want to explore more, you can always talk to our Skillwise. Shiva is always there for you. Talk to her. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. If any specific questions, please mail to our team. We'll get back to you.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you all for attending this session. If and I request everybody to give your feedback on the chat, as well as for any other requirements you want for further trainings, you can mail to us and we will revert back to you. Thank you.
Shiva, somebody is asking about the scope detail for AI. Please
Yeah, we
give
can.
reply to
Yes,
her
yes.
or him. Thank you.
I'll ping them, Amit. I'll get back with them.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your work. Thanks for your time. Good day.